Hello everyone! Welcome to our reading, vocabulary and pronunciation lesson. In this lesson, we will read a story together and then we will take a look at the most important English words and structures. So, let's begin. Today's lesson. Rules are rules. In the Paris subway, a pregnant lady mistakenly walked in the wrong direction. She opted for a shortcut to save time, but was arrested by a station official. The woman had to pay a fine as she hadn't used the subway correctly. The inspector informed her that she had violated the regulations, which are in place to assist people in reaching their trains or exiting the stations safely. Although numerous walk this way signs are displayed within the stations, individuals sometimes fail to notice them. Being pregnant adds an extra challenge to this situation. Many social media users have expressed their displeasure because they believe the mistake was simple. The subway inspector, however, emphasized that rules must be followed without exception. The woman responded, "I didn't see the sign. I was walking and this man stopped me. I had no idea I was going the wrong way. I will be more cautious in the future." I hope you liked our today's story. Now it's time to take a look at the most important English words in our today's story. So let's begin. Our today's first important vocabulary is mistakenly. Mistakenly means in a mistaken way, wrongly. To opt. To opt means make a choice from a range of possibilities. Choose. A shortcut. A shortcut means an alternative route that is shorter than the one usually taken. A bypass. To arrest. To arrest means to seize someone by legal authority and take them into custody. In other words, to apprehend. A fine. A fine is a sum of money that must be paid as a punishment for breaking a law or rule. An inspector. An inspector is an officer of middle rank in the police force. In other words, an investigator. To inform. To inform means to tell somebody about something, especially in an official way. In other words, we can use report. Our next important vocabulary is to violate. To violate means to go against or refuse to obey a law, an agreement, or etc. In other words, break. To assist. To assist means to help somebody to do something. To exit. To exit is an act of leaving or going out. Safely. Safely means without being harmed, damaged, or lost. In other words, soundly. An individual. An individual is a single member of a class of things. We can also refer to an individual as person. A sign. A sign is a clue something happened or a display that communicates a message. In other words, a mark. To fail. To fail means to be unsuccessful in achieving a goal or to fall short of expectations. To notice. To notice means to see or hear somebody or something. To become aware of somebody, something, or in other words, to pay attention. Pregnant. Pregnant refers to having a baby or young animal developing inside a woman or female. A challenge. A challenge means something that is difficult. To express. To express means to convey a thought or feeling in words or by gestures and conduct. Displeasure. Displeasure is a state of being discontented with the situation. In other words, dissatisfaction. Simple. Simple means not complicated, easy to understand and do. In other words, basic. To emphasize. To emphasize means to give special importance or value to something in speaking or writing. To follow. To follow is an act according to an instruction or precept from others. An exception. An exception means a person or thing that is not included in a general statement. In other words, exclusion. Our next word is to respond. To respond means to say something in reply. In other words, to answer. And our today's last important vocabulary. Cautious. Cautious means not acting quickly in order to avoid risks. In other words, careful. Now, let's take a look at the most important structures of our today's story together. Let's begin. Our today's first important structure is simple past tense. The simple past tense is a verb tense used to describe an action that has been completed in the past. The simple past tense is formed by adding ed to regular verbs. Irregular verbs, on the other hand, have unique past tense forms that do not follow a specific pattern. For example, go, which is the base form, becomes went in simple past tense. Or eat, which is the base form, becomes ate in the simple past tense. When using past tense sentences with regular verbs, according to the last sound of the verb, d, ed, or ied suffix comes. The pronunciation of these suffixes is very important. In verbs ending with d and t sounds, the suffix ed is pronounced id. For example, the woman responded, or she opted for a shortcut to save time. Silent consonants are read as ad suffix t, which comes to verbs ending with p, sh, ch, s, k, and h. For example, a pregnant lady mistakenly walked in the wrong direction. Or, I was walking and this man stopped me. Voiced consonants are read with the suffix ed t, added to verbs ending with m, n, l, g, b, z, y, r, and v. For example, the inspector informed her. Or, the subway inspector, however, emphasized. Our next important structure of today is reported speech. Reported speech, also known as indirect speech, is a way of reporting what someone else has said without quoting them directly. When using reported speech, the speaker conveys the information or message from another person's original words. This involves changing the tense, pronouns, and sometimes other words to reflect the shift from direct to reported speech. The structure of reported speech involves several key changes from direct speech. The tense of the verbs often shifts back one tense. For example, present simple becomes past simple. Pronouns change to reflect the new speaker, and time expressions may also change. For example, he said, I am going to the store, would become, he said that he was going to the store in reported speech. The inspector informed her that she had violated the regulations. The subway inspector, however, emphasized that the rules must be followed without exception. Now, let's take a look at the past perfect tense. The past perfect tense is a verb form used to indicate an action that was completed before another action took place in the past. It is formed by using the auxiliary verb had followed by the past participle of the main verb. For example, the woman had to pay a fine as she had not used the subway correctly. Or, the inspector informed her that she had violated the regulations. And our today's last important structure, noun clause as the object of the sentence. Noun clauses can be used as objects in sentences. We can find the object in a sentence by asking the verb what or whom. Noun clauses used as objects come after the main verb and can drop that. For example, they believe that the mistake was simple. Or, I had no idea that I was going the wrong way. Thank you for watching our today's lesson carefully. Now you can do the activities to improve your reading, vocabulary, and pronunciation skills. See you soon!